We wouldn't do it that way though, would we? Penetrating fluid.
Because obviously we're really safety conscious.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen me with a tangle grinder.
Nice. It is another gloriously beautiful blue sky day in the UK. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We have had a few messages recently on Instagram concerning one of the cars. One of the cars that is relatively new to the channel. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. Now, this doesn't come as a shock to me because I like making stupid videos of cars that nobody seems to really like until they come to light that they are affordable, are easy to daily, are slightly weirdly interesting in a certain way to certain people. Someone's done a dog poo in front of my car too. I'm glad I haven't stepped in that. But dog poo aside, the car is getting there. We need spacers, yes, we need to do the wheels, we need to do tons of stuff. Unfortunately, the time and money is being spent in other areas, in other cars, on other projects. So as you can see, the 300C has had no changes over the last couple of weeks. Now, it's not a bad thing because I daily drive this thing. I don't really want it off the road. I don't want it in a shop somewhere or in a garage being pulled apart and then me not being able to enjoy the car I specifically bought for daily driving. This has meant though that the car, of course, as you can see, has sat relatively stagnant in this modified, lowered, painted wheels, no spacers, no painted wheels, none of that. It stayed in its current form, which isn't a bad thing because I bought this for that exact reason of daily driving. It has caught the attention of a lot of people though, this car, surprising to me more than anything, because I bought this thing because I like it. I genuinely didn't think people would be at all interested in this thing because I've learned in the past that buying something that I think everyone else is going to like is usually the last thing everyone else is going to like. And I love a depreciated luxury car. It's one of my favourite avenues of car and car buying. So of course, when this thing came up for sale, you're damn right I was going to go in on it. But it's caught the attention of a few people. Now, I will be covering the name and certain bits of text, but as you can see, if you ever want to part ways with it, give me a shout. It's a lovely bit of kit. I love the Raptor paint too. Now, I've said this in the past, like a lot of other car YouTubers out there, I don't run any of this on mad amount of profit. In fact, the asset itself that we're sat in is usually the reason I'm able to get something else for the channel. We're able to rebuy a car, whatever's happening. So it usually means something needs to leave the garage to actually come to the garage. I, unfortunately, probably like 99% of the people out there, don't have £1 million in the bank. I don't have parents to back me up. I don't have money sat in the bank ready to go. So usually, and I've said this multiple times, a car has to go to get another car. Now, although I look at cars all the time, and this car isn't for sale, because I don't think we're done with it, cars, in my opinion, especially cars like this, need to have their turn on the internet and then move on. Unlike the Series 1, as you can see, still sat in the garage, that car, it's not a forever car, but it's going to stay a lot longer on the channel because a lot more people out there are interested in it. The question is, do we move on from this and go and find, you know, something else, go and buy something else? Do we move on after I have finished with, you know, the spacers, the wheels? That's today's question. Let me know in the comments below. You bored of the 300C already? Are you interested in it? Are you interested in more content? And do we move it on and surprise you guys with some other depreciated luxury asset that I've bought sight unseen, broken by the side of the road? Let me know. Although I don't like selling cars on the channel because I get so much hate for it, it's part of the process and part of what I've done for years and years. Again, I'm no millionaire. I just like cars, especially if stuff's out there. I'm going to try and buy it, just like the car we're sat in today. But this isn't for sale. It hasn't been sold, just putting it out there. Other news, I know this isn't news for a lot of people, but I absolutely love these, and I bought a few of them back from America, and unfortunately today it's the last one. Now my teeth are going to thank me for this being the last one, but you got to try these things in life. The blue Sour Patch Kids, they're so good, and to find them in drink form, yep. It's very good. As the colder weather has started to come in the UK, I jumped in this morning, went to the gym as I usually do, and the heated seats are phenomenal in this car. This isn't a sales pitch at all, and I've had many luxury depreciated assets with heated seats. This one is up there with one of the best, I must admit. We're back down at the garage just to do a quick update on the BMW. Nothing too crazy in this video, but we got some line last night. As you can see, that will actually be tapped into the fitting just down there, if I remember correctly. And yeah, that will be going in very, very soon. Again, this isn't an update on the car whatsoever. The auto silicone hose is still sat here from yesterday to start cutting the pipes up, putting the front bumper off. Again, ready to put an intercooler on the front of this. Remember, use code on screen. It will give you a discount on the Auto Silicone Hoses website. Again, thank you so much to them for supporting the build of this £100 BMW. This will be going on very, very soon in the next couple of videos. We want to get everything right though. Of course, this is going on the internet. We're working with these fantastic companies, so I want to make sure that the guys at the garage and the guys at Auto Silicone Hoses are happy with the content that we're putting out and doing it all properly. But we want to make sure that all the bonnet cut and everything is right. The lines are run so we can start actually running the intercooler on the front of this thing, because I literally cannot wait for this thing to be on and ready. We're going to start dynoing it, because the dyno is literally sat there ready and waiting for this car. But the engine, gearbox and stuff does have to come out in the not so distant future to tap some in the side of the engine. For the exhaust manifold, we need bigger studs, so a bigger diameter in the block, and we need to put a clutch in this thing. It has an okay clutch. It's done 160,000 miles, this car. So we are going to put a better clutch in this thing. There's a couple of other little bits that we want to do, and the engine might as well come out for it. So that's going to be in probably next week's videos. Again, we are working with the garage. They've got absolutely tons of stuff going on. So having this thing in the background, yes, is fantastic. The content is happening, but it has to be between other customers' cars. But again, I'm so excited for this thing.
You agree?
I'd agree.
Crack splits.
Yes. What are you on about? So, as the car's on the ramp, we might as well do another mod to it. This is steering lock adapter. Am I correct? Yeah, apparently so. So that's what it is. These were eBay jobbies. They were cheapy cheap.
This is a budget. This is a budget.
It's a budget build.
We're just seeing if all these budget little hacky, crappy
things.
Work.
This isn't a tutorial channel. We were just talking about that. We're not here to tell you what we're doing. We're just here to have a laugh. These are cheap. We're going to put them on and see what the difference is. Lovely. But we need to wire brush the car first. There's a load of rust on it.
When they're crap, we'll cut the hubs and do it properly.
We'll tell you, yeah, and we'll do it the...
Not that is the proper way.
That's not the proper way.
I wouldn't do that.
We wouldn't do it that way though, would we?
I would.
But that's how you get more steering lock. If you don't want to pay like 15 quid or whatever it was for these, 20 quid, what are 30 quid?
I could have a look.
30 quid's a lot though, so hopefully they weren't that much. But yeah, we're going to put them on. Whip some penetrating fluid into there.
I like penetration. Look.
Oh yeah. That's a real nice bit of action. This is what they look like beforehand, before we've gone in there. So yeah, we're going to penetrate in fluid here and in there. We're going to penetrate this part and hopefully it comes off. That would be nice without snapping. Remember, this is and was a £100 car that was sat under... There's some dogs in here. That was sat like this low in some mud. You alright?
Right,
yeah. You got all these power tools over here, right? Look at all the selection. And you're out here using your muscles. Wheels off. Again, this isn't a tutorial, but wheels are off. Which makes life easier, doesn't it?
Space. You don't have to.
You don't have to, but we did.
You could leave the wheels on if you really wanted
to. Really wanted to. Bolts are actually coming off, aren't they?
Don't say that. We've got another one.
Oh yeah, good point actually. The manpower is coming in, but the bolts are slightly coming off, which is not a bad thing. It's good. Nothing's broken yet. Are we going to put new ones of these on?
Trial ends?
Yeah.
No, it's budget build.
Yeah,
right.
We're replacing, we're modifying.
A bit scabby.
Yeah, oh, the phone's going now. But remember, you don't, on cars like this, you don't replace, you just modify and hopefully it still works. And don't fix it, just modify. Trotter? The trotters are coming in.
That and pig's foot.
Can you just show the camera what that is? This, pig's foot. But you don't want to damage the...
Don't want to damage the boot. That's alright.
You can do that
if you're replacing it.
Yes, but we're not. Because
we're not.
Because we're modifying, not fixing.
We're not going to use that.
No.
There's another type that's similar, with a little arm on it. Do the bolt up.
Yeah.
And it pushes it out. They also can damage the end of the thread.
We're dropping down the floor today. So we're going to use a massive hammer instead.
Oh,
smack the living crap out of it.
It's a cop height, don't it? Smack crap out of it.
Just hit it a couple of times and she's done.
Can we edit that?
Yeah. We're going to get a bigger hammer. And she's out. Look at that.
There is no damage.
There is no damage there, we'll point out, yeah, no damage. No damage to said BMW. Smack the other side. Come out. Don't film me hitting the car.
Right, this time.
Yeah, because it won't come out straight away.
One hit, they're out.
Yeah. So yeah, down the line we will probably replace these because they're not as nice. They're a bit crusty, but I mean, this is all right. It's not too bad.
There's nothing actually wrong with it.
No, and again, budget builds and stuff. We're just gonna.
It's not on the road.
No.
This is literally you're just gonna go and skid around.
Yeah, go
brake,
up.
Get crashed, brake, then get fixed.
Because the first time we take this out and I crash it or you crash it and then I bend one of these because you're not going to crash it, and then we'd be really annoyed that we did this and put a new one on there.
So if you want the part number for these,
here it is.
There it is. Don't know what that means.
No.
It's probably nothing. That's
put that into eBay and see what comes up.
Stock number and nothing will come up.
Yeah.
Or you can just search E46 lock adapters.
Okay, like this.
And then that goes back in there.
Nice. Into this location. That's quite easy actually.
But this isn't a tutorial.
No, this isn't a tutorial, but that's quite easy. So that literally fits up in there, and then it takes the location from there to there, giving more steering angle.
Angry angle.
Which should hopefully save or give more lock and sliding ability.
It gives you more ability to recover and
Yeah.
go more sideways.
And keep that sideways angle. Again, I'm no professional drifter. You've drifted way more than I have in places. I didn't say it was on public highway, mate.
You said input, yeah.
Nah, see? But George has definitely been sideways more than I have, and had more cars that do more sideways than I have.
Obviously in a safe
And controlled environment.
because obviously we're really safety conscious.
Yeah!
I mean, you've seen me with an angle grinder.
We've all now seen you with angle grinders, and I've had to edit a lot of it, but we get stuff done around it, what George does, get stuff done around here, and he's still got all his fingers, so that's alright. So yeah, quite easy, bolt it in there, look at that, and then that goes in there, we're golden.
They just sent a tutorial.
Yeah.
I'm just stating the obvious.
Yeah, the bolt goes in the hole.
Yeah. What do you want me to teach you how to do? Tell me what you want me to teach you.
Yeah, leave a comment below, what would you like George to teach you how to do?
I'll do it in a professional manner.
Yeah, I don't know, there's going to be some dodgy comments though about people asking you to do weird fetish things to them.
For me to do weird fetish things, you have to include a thumbnail of what you look like as well.
Yeah, and then pay my OnlyFans. George OnlyFans. We could get the car built like tomorrow.
OnlyFans, let me know.
Yeah.
Imagine me doing the school run, all the school mums.
Yeah, look at you like, I've seen, they're looking at their phones and you like, that's the same person. Yeah. That's awkward, isn't it?
Getting back onto cars, these need shortening, but I have an idea. They're not going to go short enough. So I think we're going to have to trim the end of the track rod or tie rod down to be able to wind them in enough.
Right.
But we'll test it first.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting some blue
See if it goes in.
I'll take them off, I'll wire brush everything up, make sure it's all nice and free.
We want to make sure we're happy, mate. You've put this side in.
Wait, I need to hold it.
Just to hold it out of the way. And look how much the lock has changed and steering angle has changed. The geometry of the BMW has changed just from that one simple bit here. Look how much difference that is, because that was straight and now it's here. Big old difference, and this is why you need to bring this bit down here. So yeah, you could go on eBay and actually buy a set of shortened ones if you really wanted to. But I feel like, because we've got a professional with us that knows what they're doing.
I'm not. Nobody.
Don't be like that. But we have the. You know what you're doing.
It's not a tutorial.
No, it's not a tutorial. But we know what we're doing in a sense to do this. Yeah, got enough toolage here to do it here. This one's already off and on its way down.
So basically what we're doing is these run a little collet system. So the lock nut pushes a collet over a taper which clamps the arm. Whereas a conventional one, you just have the track rod end, you just run the nut into it and jam it with just a jam nut. So we're going back to that. So we're cutting the collet off. We're just going to run a jam nut. We've also got to cut the end off of the track rod itself to allow us to bring them in slightly.
Nice. So you're basically, for a simple person like me, cutting a bit of this and cutting a bit of that, and then bringing them together, and then losing that.
Losing that, that's part of the collet. We don't need that anymore. So we'll lose that, and we'll just use it as a normal jam nut.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. And that's quite easy, but that's what you'll probably buy off eBay, isn't it? What someone's already done.
Probably someone
what you're about to do
and chucked some black paint on it and called it
drift spec, drift arms, drifting,
and want loads of money for something that you can do yourself.
£70. This is done. That's had a little haircut as well.
There is plenty of thread engagement. Lots. There's going to be lots. Just in case people think we've severely weakened it by shortening it up.
You haven't.
We haven't. It's just at a different point of travel. There's the same engagement that there would be standard, pretty much, maybe. But it's only what you'll buy off the internet anyway, so that still comes down, locks up on the end.
A little bit more. Say that again.
I will measure this one and measure that one when we're done completely. And I'll give a rough estimation
as to what has been
as to
taken
how
off
much
and
you need
how
to
much.
cut off of each.
Yeah, nice.
Just a piece of handy information in
Yes.
case someone wants to use these crappy adapters.
Yes. For people out there that might want to do this, 28
28 mil.
saying 28 mil off this,
And
and
then the portion that comes off of this, I think it's about 16, but we've got the thickness of the disc. So that's 15, but the thickness of the disc, which I already know are 1 mil.
yeah.
1.2 mil. So about 16 mil.
Yeah, nice. So that's the exact amount we've taken off.
It's actually a 1 mil disc, but
1 mil disc. So that's the exact amount we've taken off both sides.
doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean that that is the correct
Yeah.
way to do it. That means we did it this way.
We did it this way, and that seems to have
And if you
worked.
don't like it, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. 4 wheel bolts, eh? We're nearly there. Should you be doing that?
Oh, sharp edge.
That is really, really bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll fix that at some point. Anyway, enough of not fixing stuff. 4 wheel bolts this side as well. We need to remember that.
There's 4 all round.
Oh, there is 4 around. Right. So there's locking wheel nuts on them, I'm assuming, at some point.
But there wasn't
There
there?
was. Well, yeah.
There was no locking one up key.
Cool. We're about to see the angle of the dangle. You ready? I'm hyped for this. I'm excited.
I'm literally shaking inside.
Shaking.
Inside, I'm shaking.
Inside, but outside,
So
you just
excited.
cool and calm.
So excited.
Oi!
What?
That was the M3 vibe we were after.
Are we after that?
Yeah, that's been on there a while, wasn't it?
Are we
'Cause look at
looking
the
for an
paint
M3
underneath.
vibe?
Nah, but look at the...
Someone's painted round it, but...
That is naughty, isn't it? Look at that! They've actually painted round
Why
it.
would you paint round that piece of crap?
I can't believe someone's painted round it. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a lot further. Look at that. Yeah, nice. What about this side? Yeah, nice. That's quite a lot more. Going to help when understeering into a hedge. Oversteering, understeering into a hedge and hoping for the best. So there we have it. Another little modification ticked off the list on the very budget BMW that we bought for just £100. The car is really coming together. The next couple of episodes you're going to see are hopefully us running all of the turbo lines, intercooler, and then the first start up. With that, guys, though, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you so much to George again for letting us come in and have a little play with the car and filming everything, taking the time out of his day. Remember, go over to Grease Monkey the Garage on Instagram, give him a follow, and if you are white based or coming down and need any mapping work, dyno work, or any mechanics, they're the guys to go to. But thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.